What up, players? We back with another video, and today we're gonna be talking about the UFC 259 card that just happened. And we're gonna be talking about some of the things that happened that were good, some things that were bad. So this is the thing I'll be talking about today. We're gonna talk about the easy loss. We're gonna talk about the Islam domination. We're gonna be talking about the illegal knee that Yan threw, and John McCarthy. Y'all wait and see what I gotta talk about him. So first we're gonna talk about Islam, because if I'm being honest, if I had to say what impressed me the most on Saturday night, it was Islam Makhachev, bruh. Now, if you guys see my thing, I recently dropped a video on Islam. I was looking at his highlights, and it was like, is he a future champ? And I was seeing some of his highlights, but he hadn't fought in like 2 years, I think. So he hadn't fought like in 2 years, so his highlights weren't that recent, and yeah, he hadn't fought that recently. So when I seen him fight on Saturday, I really wanted to see what he was gonna look like, because this Khabib was saying he's gonna be a next champ and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I gotta check him out, and he was the most impressive out of the whole Saturday night. If I'm being honest, if something impressed me the most, it was Makhachev. I was like, oh damn, like this dude is a problem for real, right? I was like, oh shh. So yeah, by the way he looked, I think he could be a champ. He a champ. It's yeah, and when I seen the highlights of him, on that one video, they were old highlights, so it was the difference was like day and night. It was literally old highlights. He wasn't as good, and now could be 2.0. And I was also saying that he wasn't able to. I don't think Makhachev was able to do what Khabib usually did, but he did literally do what Khabib does. So yeah, I think Islam was the most impressive out of the whole Saturday night to me. So now let's talk about the Yan knee, right? Yan's knee is I was watching the fight. I think Sterling started off good. I think he started off the fight nice. Then he started slowing down. He started throwing them little combinations, but he was throwing them really slow, like no power. He was just throwing them just to touch him. And Yan still looked like he had some power. He still had power in him. He was still good. So yeah, whatever. The knee happens. Boom. Yan was winning the fight. And it was as soon as I seen that knee, I'm like, oh, dude, that's illegal, bro. Like, that was a terrible knee. Knees him right in the temple. Puts him out. Sterling couldn't continue. I think they left him on the ground way too long. Like, why was the ref even... I think the ref took too long even trying to... The ref took too long trying to give him a shot to recover, because after a while, he was just literally... Like, they gave him a while, and he was still right there, like he couldn't even get up. So I think they should have ended it sooner. But yeah, I think it was an illegal knee. I do think Yan deserved to get the belt stripped from him. I don't think it was a no contest, because if you make a mistake like that, and it's gonna be a no contest, and you keep your belt, then there's no consequences for that illegal knee. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do think he deserved to get the belt taken from him. I do think Sterling should have the belt right now, which he does. But I do think there should be a rematch, which there is. Next, John McCarthy. Now this dude, bruh. He has a podcast with Josh Thompson. I used to watch it. Not no more, because he's it's something about him that doesn't come off right. I like Josh Thompson, cool dude, but I think if he would have found a better partner for that podcast, that podcast would be a lot better, right? I think McCarthy is just a little bit too he's a little too cocky, or he thinks he's like Like, he thinks he's up here, you know what I mean? Because he was like one of the first refs to start doing this stuff and making the rules and stuff. So a lot of times when Josh Thompson asks him for his opinion, it's like McCarthy feels like whatever he's about to say is, that's what it is. That's how it should be. That's how it's, you know what I mean? Like, he feels like he's like the one that makes up the rules, you know, and it comes off kind of bad. And that's actually why I stopped watching that. Like, I haven't watched one of the videos in a while. Even though sometimes they do have good titles, I just don't like McCarthy, so I don't click on it. And yeah, so I just don't like that about him. That he feels like he's like whatever he says is right, and that's what it is. So yeah, that's what I feel about him. And I think I said this because I think he was talking about Sterling. Well, the reason I stopped liking John McCarthy was because when Dana White dropped the video of people that were doubting him with the COVID, and John McCarthy was one of the voices in that video, and John McCarthy got pissed and he started bashing on Dana White. That's when I was like, all right, this is a wrap. I was like, you talking about the OG of the fight game? You can't do that, boy. You know what I mean? And I already kind of didn't like John McCarthy, so because of that, because of his cockiness. I don't even want to call it cockiness or ego. I don't know whatever you're gonna call it. Get the point. But last but not least, let's get, and before I get to Adesanya, let's talk. I'll go through in Nunes. You know what I mean? I already knew this Nunes fucking domination was gonna come in. I looked at Megan's highlights before I saw her fight, and I already knew that fight wasn't gonna go far. I knew Amanda was gonna torture her. But last but not least, Adesanya. It's unfortunate that this happened, especially to a guy like Jan, bro. Like, usually when it's like like when Conor lost to Nate, he lost to Nate. Nate is still like a entertaining person, like a still like, he has his own stuff, so it's like cool because now it's like when the champion loses to this person, now we gotta see what this person got, right? But Adesanya lost to Jan. Jan is like, he's good, but he's not like entertaining, you know what I mean? He's not what people like to see. That's why I feel like he's not gonna blow up by beating Adesanya like someone else would have blown up by beating Adesanya, you know what I mean? Like a Costa. Like if Costa would beat Adesanya, he would have blew up, bro. If Jones would have beat Adesanya, he would have blew up crazy. Even, I mean, obviously it's Jones, but he would have got more hype. Not hype, but more attention and more like, oh yeah, he's a GOAT. Yeah, I don't like that he lost to him. I don't know. I just don't like that. I feel like all it took for Jan to beat Izzy was when she noticed when the fight starts, Izzy's picking his shots as he always does in middleweight. Always. He's throwing his kicks. He's not letting Jan touch him. He's keeping his distance. He's just picking him. He's picking his shots. He jabs him, he kicks him. He's just touching him. But I don't know if it's like round 1 or 2 where Izzy stands, he gets in the pocket with Jan and they start banging out for just an exchange. And in that exchange, Jan was able to, I think, land a punch on Izzy or something like that. And from that exchange, boom, Jan got all the confidence. Literally. Just from that exchange, Jan, all that picking his shots that Izzy was in the beginning went out the window. You know what I mean? Because all that, when he was picking his shots, Jan was scared to go in and get hit. But after he banged out with him like that, it was a wrap. Like, Jan didn't care no more. That's when he lost his, he wasn't scared to go at him. And also another thing I saw was Izzy was doing some feints, but he wasn't really doing nothing with them. He was doing feints, and he wasn't even landing nothing. So I feel like that's one of the things that he could have done better. If you go look at the fight, you can see that he throws one. I think it's like a knee or a kick that he keeps feigning, and he always gets a reaction on Jan, but he never does it. He never does anything with it. He just keeps on getting that reaction, and then he never does anything with it. Another thing, I feel like Izzy started going with the head kicks way too soon. He was throwing the head kicks way too early. I think he should. I think he should have. I think if he would have threw kicks to the body, that would have been. I think he tried, but I think Jan might have blocked some. But I think he should have got more to the body than he did to the head, and that would have got the head kick open. Cause he was throwing that question mark kick over and over and over and over. Like he just kept throwing it, and he never went to the body. Like so, it was like Jan was always gonna keep blocking the head. So I think body shots would have been key for Izzy, and yeah, and finishing something with those feints. So yeah, I think it sucks that Izzy lost to him. Obviously, I think he would have won that fight if Jan didn't crotch sniff for the last fucking 3 minutes for the last 2 rounds. I think it was kind of whack the way he won it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you beat him, but let's be honest, you were just laying on top of him. You weren't doing shit. Yeah, that kind of pissed me off a little bit. Not gonna lie, because he knew he was gonna win the fight if he just did that. So he just did it. Like, come on, bro. Like, how are you just gonna do that, bro? It's kind of whack. Yeah, that's that. But I think Izzy could beat Jan if they were to fight, again. I think he's got to put on some more weight because he's way too skinny. He's way too light for Jan, where he could just literally lay on top of him. And that's the only reason why he has to put on weight, because his striking and everything else was good. It was just if he gets on top of you, you're not able to get him off you. That's the only reason you got to put on weight. But yeah, the most surprising thing to me about this thing was Islam. I think Islam surprised me the most out of this. And yeah, I think Islam's gonna be a problem for the lightweight division, and we're gonna see what happens. I think Izzy's gonna go back down to middleweight. Izzy's gonna go back to middleweight, get a win. I think he'll come back to light heavyweight, and we'll see who he fights. We'll see. We see able to get that dub on the 205 division or not. That's about it. Pretty sums up pretty much everything. I'm out. Peace.